everybody for deciding to tune in on this really overcast Saturday, but appreciate having you all here. Let's go ahead and get into what we are doing today. So if I scaling the stream thing back to where it should be, about there. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. Turn on... There we go. Oh, before I forget, actually. Where the heck? There we go. There we go. So, I might sound a little nasally today. I am ill. I am sick. I've got a cold. But I am here nonetheless to do my duty. To fulfill my destiny. Anyways, today's goal, hub area collectibles. That's one of the last major things that I need to do. So that is going to be the main goal for today. And the way that will go, I think, should be fairly interesting, to say the least. Okay. So it's just adjusting a few things. I'm just going to turn the brightness on this light down a little bit. It's hurting my eyes. Okay, so we'll go get that set up. But first, say hi to the chat. Get my playlist running in the back. Get the audio levels where I like them. There should probably be okay. Anyways, how is everybody doing? We got Mr. Jonas saying System Fane 2 multiplied, Oro and Ozzy. How's everybody doing today? Woke up 30 seconds ago. Well, welcome. Hopefully this will be a good start to the day. Okay, so, as you can see in the bottom, today's goal is going to be adding collectibles to the hub area, and flushing that system out, making it function, all that good stuff. So, we can go to the textures and materials to start setting things up. It is in Other. So, actually, let's go to the hub area first so I can explain in a little bit more detail what today is going to be all about. Let's do right out the window. That was there for testing, so we can go ahead and get rid of that guy. So, currently in the hub area, you can collect these things, which I've called doodads. And it'll give you a little animation. You pick it up, bada bing, bada boom. But there's a lot of polish necessary, so it's not just a floating thing. And I wanted to give it context as to be why you'd be collecting these things rather than them just being a collectible. So, my idea is that you will be going around the hub. Oh, right here. Yeah, picking up Gork tokens for the Gork King. And you gotta bring all of his tokens to him, and then he will reward you. What that reward is still kind of to be determined. I've got a couple ideas. We'll see which one I end up falling on. So let's just start by setting his flip books and stuff up. Same for the Gork token. Turn that into a sprite. And actually, while we're doing this, one thing that I've been doing is lowering the quality of some of these. And having this is nice because it lets me be a little bit more flexible with how I want to render stuff. But it's basically we can dramatically reduce memory usage by lowering the quality that a lot of these sprites are being rendered at. Let's see, I was hoping my brother realized the microwave is taking too much power and tripping the breaker. That's funny. Also you have Big Windmill Red Sky. Yes, I'm still tweaking that one. I don't know if I love the color contrast of that being red with everything else, but I want to give all the levels at least a unique visual style. Okay, so what we're going to do is make a Gork King entity, which will be relatively simple. I'm probably going to put that in interactable, let's say hub stuff, and then new blueprint. I think we're going to want him to be an actor. And we'll name that BP Gork King. This will not need a whole lot of code, so we can grab a flip book. So you two, Gork King. Shrink you down, so you're not taking up quite as much space. Although I guess we're only going to be making one of these guys, so the space isn't too crazy. We'll give him a box collision. Yeah. And we'll make sure that it is, married to the scene flipbook, or paired to it, rather. Set your collision type to block all dynamic. Turn off your collision. Set your material to... Oh, cool, it's already set to masked unlit. Perfect. Then one thing we can do is really quickly just go to any of the enemy's code. Set the actor rotation. So that way, this guy will always be rotating to look at the player. Right, okay, we do need to give it a plus 90 on the roll. Or we could just do this. We could just set the rotation EU to 90. Yeah, there we go. Although, let's set it to negative 90. Because you can kind of tell which way he was drawn to be. Yeah, he was drawn to look this way, so it looks a little weird inverted. But there he is, there's our Gork King. I do think I want him to be slightly floating off the ground, because we're going to be putting him on a throne. And if he's floating a little bit, it'll make it look more like he's actually sitting on it. Hey, Eraser Paste, VR Banana 360, and Eliza Lark. Hope you guys are doing well. Okay, so now we got our Gork King. So what I'm thinking that we want to have happen is we'll have some sort of a tracker that it'll check to see how many Gork tokens you've collected out in the world, and then whenever you enter his radius, it'll say blank out of blank tokens, or blank out of 20, because I'm thinking there'll probably be about 20 or so. And that'll also be something we're doing today, is figuring out where we should be hiding all of these trinkets. So first, we can edit the doodad. Get rid of the sphere there. Keep the collision sphere, though, because that works pretty well. We're going to add a new flipbook. Call you Token. Token. Token? Oh, right, it's not a flipbook. It's not a flipbook. Right. Yeah. It is just a sprite. And that we can call Gork Token. There we go. There we go. Shrink you down so it's around here or so. Then set the material to masked unlit. Sorry, material, so that way you can't see through it. Maybe shrink it down actually even a little, just a little bit more. Yeah, something kind of like this. Maybe a little smaller. Maybe just a little bit smaller. Just a little. Yeah, there we go. And then we're going to want to set your collision to no collision. And then we can go to the juice pickup. And just basically copy-paste the code over from there. Do that. So this will give it the effect of rotating. So that should probably work. Might have to... Okay, no, we're good. We are good. So now it rotates. Look at that. It should be massive. What if he grows in size with every Gork coin collected? Those are good ideas. Didn't you already place doodads around the hub? So we've put some of them around the hub, but since then I've added a lot of new areas, and things have been tweaked. So some might be, some are generally in places where they should already be, but some areas not only are they going to need to be adjusted and replaced, but some areas like down here still need to be textured. The entirety of like this cave system still needs to be textured. So there's a lot of other things aside from just placing them down, but yeah, we have started on that already. But we're gonna be doing more hiding today. Okay, so it'll do the doodad get widget. Yeah, it'll do the save. It'll save this collected doodad to the currently checked thing. So if it'll check to see if this one's already been collected by checking the overall save data, and then if it has been collected, then it won't be visible again. That's the gist. So let's actually go to the doodad get UI. So you got a Gork token. Then, yeah. So we'll keep this part as is. So when you go over it, it'll say, you got a Gork token. But I want to have a second part move on down here. So it'll be like right here, and it'll be a counter that says how many total you have collected. How'd you come up with the name Gork? It appeared in my brain during a dream. That's not true, it just appeared. The Gorks maybe look like Corks, but actually the Gorks don't look like Corks, they're just the Gorks. True. What does the Gork King want Gork tokens? Because, money. He wants the money. His Gork tokens got scattered to the wind, and now he wants to recollect all of his lost riches. Let's start by just getting a Gork token. Sure, we set these to 350 by 350, so it's a nice and even scale. Trying to think how we want this UI to look. Probably should have done a little sketching before I just started to just went into making it, but we can just get it functional for now without worrying too hard about the making it look super pretty. So we'll copy this text over just so we can have something. Oh. Now we need to adjust the translation on this. There we go. Then angle should be set to 0. We'll put this above you in the visual hierarchy. And then we'll say 0. Then out of 20. You know what? Maybe we'll just make this a black circle for now. Again, we'll worry about the visual tweaks and polish a little later. Oh, and one other thing actually I do want to do to make animating easier is to put all of this stuff into a canvas panel. So we grab these guys, chuck them in here. Okay, we're gonna have to do a little bit of rescaling to make things fit. Once we put them in there. There we are. And then, oh wait, I forgot to scale the canvas panel. Whoops. Okay, so while I'm resizing things again here, I'll explain what a canvas panel is. It is basically just a thing that you can nest other elements in when you are creating these UI elements. So basically when I'm trying to create an animation, I want to have this element slide down, show your current counter. So what I could do is animate each individual element, but if I want them all to come together, I can just set things to the canvas panel, and then it will affect everything that is currently nested underneath it. So it's a much easier and smoother way to animate elements that you want to keep linked together and to make sure that they are properly linked and tracked, all in the same space. Okay, so set the anchors. There we go. And we'll include this as part of the whoosh animation. So we'll grab this canvas panel, and it'll start out with a translation of about -350. It'll stay there, and then after this part comes in, thinking we wait about maybe half a second, then animate it in, wait for this part to leave, and then we'll do maybe another full second before it retreats back up into -350. So the whole sequence will go like this. This part animates in, this part slides in, this part slides out, this part slides out. Should be a nice smooth back and forth. So let's see how that looks. Got a Gork token. Nice. So One thing I want to do is to make it slide down, increment, and then slide back up. I think that would look nice. Gork King only has 20 cents. Now he's rich. Probably. How much is one Gork token? It's worth one Gork token. I don't know if Seth has put much thought into the Gork economy. This is crazy talk. I'm clearly have thought this through. Add Florida as a level? What would the enemies be? Random evil people? Not evil people. Well, I guess evil people. Drunk people with guns. I have zero idea what's going on, but it's making my brain go yippee. Animation go burr. Hey, Ice Animates. Should be a level where you try to steal the Gork's coins and he's the boss fight. That'd be like a fun bonus level. Yeah, so this is also something you can do, which won't happen because these will disappear once you collect them. But we're keeping them. We're not letting them do that right now for the sake of easier testing. Okay, so we'll have you slide down. What we can do also is when the event is constructed, we can set you to token number, and we'll make that a variable so we can adjust it. So we grab that. We will need to cast to VC game instance. We're going to need to get game instance. And get doodad? What do I call it? Yeah, just doodads? Doodads? Oh, they're in the save. Yeah, no, we don't want that. We don't want that. Yeah, we'll recode this a little bit. Let's go to VC game instance. And VC speedrun, or speedrun time save. There we go. Okay, so we'll add in a new Boolean array. I call you Gork tokens. We're going to say tokens saved. And we'll make this 20 total array elements. So should we go up to index 19. So we got 20 total tokens you can collect. And we'll go to the game instance. Let's see, do I have one here? I do not. Okay, so we're going to add another Boolean array here, also called tokens current. And then we'll make you also 20 long. There we go. And basically what this is it's just an index of 20 different Booleans, and each thing that you pick up will be tied to one spot in that array of Booleans, which a Boolean is just a true or false. So anytime you pick one up, it'll reference the specific thing that the specific index it's at, and then take that one to true. So we can track which individual ones you've already collected and have not collected. What if as it increments, the token goes from a dark circle into a token? Not a bad idea. Rebrand to Gork Token Collector. Need to figure out the conversion rate. Okay, so that's the challenge for today, I guess, is figuring out what the conversion rate is. So we got this. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, so one thing we're gonna need to add here is that on save? It is on save. Okay, we'll move these guys back a little bit. We will get tokens current, and we will set tokens saved. And this is, don't worry about this is just stuff I gotta do to make sure that the saves work properly. One of the things that I am really looking forward to with my next game is that I'm going to have a save system that's a lot smoother and has multiple save slots. That'll be good, that'll be a great thing to have. But for now, I've horrifically mangled my save system beyond repair. But for now, that should do the trick, so that'll save and load our Gork tokens the way we want them to, so we should be able to close out of those for now. And then when you get a doodad, let's see. Yeah. So go to VC game instance, and then we will get tokens current, and then we will run a for each loop. plug that in like so. And then we will set it up to a branch. And if it is true, we will increment a variable. And we'll call this token number. Or number of tokens. Spelled that, but whatever. Set that to an integer with a default value of 0. And then we will increment that every time it is true. So to explain what we're doing here, this will basically go through each individual element of the array. So it'll check each different spot to see if we have a token in it. If it's true, that means that that specific token has been collected, and we will then increment that number by 1. And it'll go through the entire thing, and then we'll be good to go. And then once that is completed, we will set text, or set text. There we go. And the in text will be the number of tokens. So that'll be then converted to text, and we'll be good to go. So that one, I don't know if it's setting the... Yeah. So the doodads are not setting their IDs properly, so that's something we're going to have to do. So get the ID, cast to VC game instance, and then plug that in. We're also going to have to save whenever you pick one of these up, too. Yeah. Okay, so get game instance. I'm going to get tokens current, or set tokens current. Actually, no. Get tokens current, set array element, and then whatever is at the current ID of our guy is the thing we're going to want to set, and we tick that to true. That's what we're looking for. Yeah. And then save game. So now, okay, it should be incrementing that by 1. Okay, it did. It just maybe didn't do it right when we wanted it to. Yeah, okay, so it did it after the fact. So right when we pick it up, it still recognizes the current value as slightly lower than what we want it to be. So that is something we're going to have to address. You know, learn the Gork language? Know what a Boolean is, but that's all I know about coding. It's a lot of just like convoluted shit. If anybody here is interested in learning coding, I would recommend playing a game called Human Resource Machine, made by the World of Goo people. It's basically a programming puzzle game that I think is a really good introduction to helping you think in a coding mindset. It's also pretty fun. If that was the conversion rate, I would just keep the tokens. Well, because you wouldn't want the Gork King to be sad, would you? I mean, come on. Gork dollars. Imagine having to carry those big ass coins. I think it's better that you have to carry the coins. It's like, have you seen those pictures of, like, I think it was like Venezuela where they had hyperinflation, where you'd be going to the store with like a wheelbarrow of money, and it would just be like so worthless that it'd just be lying in the streets because of how out of control the inflation got. That's the economy here. That's the situation. Okay, so the issue we're having here is that it increments it correctly, but it increments it a little bit late. So, how do we want to do that? Actually, we could even just do this. Just like delay by 0.1. Yeah, if we want to just be pretty simplistic about it. See if that works. So that one's at ID 0. So this one to ID 1. Oh, the X-ray button. Yeah, okay, that works. Okay, looks like our system is fully functioning. So one thing we do need to do is on event begin play, we're going to run our cast to the game instance. We will get tokens current, get a copy of whatever is at our current ID, and then hook that up into a branch. So what we're doing here is if we're getting... We're going to check to see if this token that exists, if this ID has already been picked up, and if it has been picked up, then we're going to set the... Let's get the default scene root. Set visibility to none, so it's invisible. And then we will... Actually, no, we can just... We don't have to do anything complicated. We can just destroy the actor. I was gonna disable the collision and make it invisible, but we really don't even need to do anything that fancy. See? Now it just doesn't show up. Okay, perfect. I do want to add probably little like special particle effects for when we pick it up. You know what? Let's just do that now. Let's show you guys the little bit of process when it comes to making stuff. Let's grab the mist particles. And funnily enough, I have the hit particles and miss particles because it plays a slightly different visual effect for when you hit or hit or miss an enemy, to give you a little bit extra visual clarity as to what's happening. But I named them wrong, and I haven't fixed it this entire time. So the thing that's called hit particles is the miss particles, and the one that's called miss particles is hit particles. It's inverted. Anyways, we'll call this P token collect. So right now we can see it here on the side. This is just what it looks like whenever you hit an enemy. So we can do some pretty simple adjustments here. Gonna want to make this a bit more of like a bright yellowy color to match the tokens. Yeah, something like that. Let's see. I think I want this to be like a bit of a fireworks celebration thing. So we'll have these last a little bit longer. We'll spawn, let's say, 50 particles, a little bit more. Let's give it a bit more of an intense drag. Set it to 3, yeah. So it's a slightly less... They don't go quite as far out. So just adjust the curves here. Let's see. This just is going to change the scaling of them in a fun way, so they have this slightly different pattern to them. Let's give it a higher velocity. Say like 400, 1,000. So it gets more of this like cool explosion-y effect. Yeah, I think that'll do. Doesn't got to be anything too crazy. Where's the doodad that I've selected? What's up here? I might end up deleting these and re-adding a bunch of these just because their numbers in here are gonna be all out of whack, and that's gonna throw me off. I guess I could just rename them. I don't have to be... maybe I should just do that instead of doing something unnecessarily extra complicated. Alright, so when we pick up the doodad, we'll briefly get rid of this code just so it'll stick around without disappearing constantly, because that'll just be kind of annoying. But when we overlap it, we will spawn particle, or spawn emitter at location. We will spawn it at the get location, or get world location. Is it a Gork Weimar Republic? Sure, why not? Slapmo's hat not for sale. Make the token collect particles a random color. Maybe I could have them be a little bit more random in their colors, but I like the yellow to match, you know, the color of the token, so it feels like it fits consistently. Maybe for the memorabilia collection particles, those could be like rainbows, since those are pretty much whatever color they want to be. Okay, so call this P token. What's our issue here? Why is this not wanting to work? Let's go to BP weapon. Let's see. Spawn system at location. Right. For new types of particles, it's spawn system. It's not spawn emitter. Because they used like some new thing. Don't worry about it. We'll say P token collect. Goes. Yeah, it looks kind of magical. Now let's see what that looks like if it goes away after you pick it up. Oh, destroy actor. Right, we got to do that too. So we'll keep this one hidden for now so we can see what it looks like. So it's, yeah. Oh, see, look at that. The way they, like, shimmer and sparkle in the air a little bit. That's really cool. I like how that looks. Yeah, that's such a cool effect. Nice. Nice. Sick. We'll just need to whip up a sound effect later. Get that hooked into there. Can you make the background music a bit louder? I can do that. How's that? Around like -40, -35. Yeah, the song is a little quiet. Let me know if it's the next thing that comes on is a little loud. Actually, I will be right back. I'm gonna go get some water. So give me like 20 seconds. I'm back. Hello. That's probably a little loud, isn't it? It seems fine. Anyways, how's it hanging, everybody? Listen, guys. Alright, you gotta give me a little grace here. Look at how big this water jug is. It takes a little time to fill up is all. Okay. So now we got our token situation sorted. So now what we want to do is have it so when you enter the radius of the Gork King himself, it'll do a little check. That'll work for now. We can change the shape if we need to later. So we're going to grab the collision here on begin overlap. Cast to BP. Cast to first. Cast to first. Oh right, other actor, not overlap component. Okay, so if it's overlapping with the first person character, so with our player, then. We'll need to make... Yeah, we'll need to... Whoop, what did I do? Turn these off. There we go. I turned on some filters by accident. I don't think I've ever really done that before. Please make Steve Weezer... No, we're not making everything Weezer colored. Would collector chat just account correctly? Did you buy the water jug to replace the one that was confiscated by airport security? No, this is one I've had for a while. This was to replace the old water jug. Yeah, I had a water bottle that served me really well, and I accidentally forgot to take the water out before I went through security at the airport when we were going on vacation. So it got thrown out, and I'm still kind of butthurt about it. That was my beloved water bottle. I used it for so long, and it got taken from me and tossed in the garbage. It's not fair. It's just not fair. I think we'll move him to Doodad as well, just so we can keep all of these elements in one condensed place. Then we'll add a new UI element. We'll call it UI. We'll just call it UI Gork. Okay. Add a canvas panel as a base, and then I'm thinking that we want to have it sort of slide in with a counter to see how many total you have, and then maybe a sentence saying what the Gork King thinks of your donation. You know? Something like that. So we can just go to the Doodad Get UI. Just grab one of these. So we'll do something like this. So we can do something like this, and then have that be 0. You know, we could even set the font size of this one bit larger, give it a bit more standout, you know. We'll put this in its own panel actually. Yeah. This is kind of what I'm thinking. So if we pull everything into here. Loves messing things around when you put them in panels. So we'll line everything back up again. Hold on. Let's get it all finagled. Yeah. And then we'll grab some text here. We'll get rid of the drop shadow on this. Then set it to around this scaling. I think we're also going to want to shrink down the size of the font a little bit. Probably to somewhere around maybe 20 or so. Let's get the... let's see. Make that center justified. Bring it down slightly. And this will be where we put text like, let's say King Thoughts. So it'll be like, Gork King, the Gork King is displeased. Bring him more tokens. Something like that. Let's set that to auto wrap text as well. Right there. Then we'll have a new animation. We'll call that whoosh. Then going to go grab the translation. And then we'll set that to -300. Or not. Wrong direction there. Negative. I think negative 1,000. And we can bring it down a little bit. Oh. Okay. Negative 750. Negative, whatever. You know, whatever. Negative 1,000. That'll do the drain. So it goes whoosh. I don't know why it went past it. Yeah, there we go. There we go. There we go. Actually, you know what? We'll do it like right up here, a little higher. Okay, cool. Okay, so when you enter the radius, it will create widget, and the widget will be UI Gork King. Then we will add to viewport, so then it'll be displayed on your screen. We'll render that at, I think, 15, so it should be covered up by other elements, but it won't be. Oh, I think I know what the problem is here. Yeah. Because it's rendering it, but then the elements are off screen. Yeah. So what we need to do is on event construct. So when this is rendered in, it will play animation whoosh. So it'll run that animation in. So it'll go whoosh. Yeah. Gork King should reward the player with a bowl of chicken noodle soup. Man, I'd go for some chicken noodle soup right now with my sick, sore throat. Why does it displeased to begin with a capital letter? Every English teacher's after you now? I'll figure it out later. I'll write the text properly at a later date. How much soup does it take to fill a swimming pool? 2. We have free will? Debatable. Dubiously. Okay, so thinking how we want to do this. Just thinking this through. Okay, I got it. So on the sphere, we will have a begin overlap and end overlap. So it will, after being created, we'll get a reference to the Gork King widget, and we'll make a custom event called whoosh away, and then it will play the animation in reverse, so it'll go back upwards, and then right here we can say whoosh away, like that, delay for 1 second, and then remove from parent. So it'll let the animation play, and then it will get rid of the UI element. Oop. Yeah, look at that. It does kind of jump a little bit if you enter and then exit. Oop. Something went wrong. Is there a bug? No, it didn't. It didn't report anything. I think it's just if you enter and then leave too quickly, it doesn't like that. Like if you do that, breaks a little bit. Yeah, that's what happens. Okay. We can get a fix for that so that doesn't happen. How do we want to do that? How do we want to do that? We could just condense the animation to like 25 seconds, because it does feel a little sluggish right now. Or 0.25 seconds. Yeah. Yeah, okay, that seems to fix it. Nope, no, it broke again. Nope. Why did it disappear that time? Why is it just disappearing now? Why is it? What did I do here? This is so strange. Whatever, I'll fix that later. Alright, now, let's get on to the more interesting part of events here. On event construct, we'll play the animation, we'll do a brief delay so we can ensure that everything is up to date. 0.02, which will be just a very small amount, but it'll give us enough time to ensure everything is tracked properly. And then we will cast to VC game instance. get game instance. There we go. We will get tokens current. Then we're going to do pretty much what we did earlier in this stream. So we'll run that through a for each loop. So we'll go through each element of the array, then run a branch, and for each one that is true, I misspelled that, but whatever. We will add 1 to this integer, which is just a number. Just a number with no decimal points. So we'll increment that by 1. And then once it is completed, then... actually, we probably want to do this... Yeah, we're going to want to do this part second, actually. Yeah, we'll run the code first so we can update all the information, and then we'll play the animation. I think that makes a lot more sense, actually. Okay, so it'll go through, it'll update the number, and then, once completed, it will update token number, set text to the token number, do a little conversion, and then what we'll do is hook up a pretty simple branch sequence. Okay, so now I'm saying that you guys are breaking down about free will. Hey, thank you for the $5 donation, Revenge of the Choir Boys. I remember all your insane donos that one time. So again, thank you for that, and thank you for this dono. Appreciate you very much. Okay, so we got this branch going. So what we'll do is probably actually a sequence. So we'll start by saying if token number is less than... Yeah, if the token number is less than 5, so if it's 1 through 4, then we'll set 1 sequence. We'll have a couple of these going. Then we will set King Thoughts, plug that in there. And then we'll say the Gork King is displeased. Go collect more tokens for him. Yeah. And then we'll say if the current token number is greater than, or is less than, let's say 11, but is greater than 4. So between 5 and 10, then that will do another sequence. Oh, okay, well thank you again for another $2 donation, appreciate you. No, donate, but I'm broke. Hey, no worries about it, I'm also broke. Hopefully I will not be broke soon. Actually, I'm gonna give that donation a like. Hey, you know what? A heart. Okay, so if it's between these two, then we'll set the King Thought. The Gork King is, let's see, what should he be? The Gork King is unimpressed. You could have way more tokens, you know. Yeah. And then we'll hook up another sequence. And we'll see if that number is in between 16 and 11. So that'll be practically between 10 and 15. The Gork King is pleased. Hold on. Since I'm capitalizing things. Yeah. The Gork King is pleased. It's not a ton of... Well, like capitalizing? It's not a ton of tokens, but it's pretty good. And then if your tokens are between... so we'd say between 19, so 20, and 16 there. Then you'd be like, fairly pleased. The Gork King is quite pleased. You've almost managed to collect every single token. Find the last few. The Gork King is not pleased. Thank you again for the for another $2 donation, the Choir Boys. Appreciate you. So that's why you're posting daily shorts. They scare me. Because they are really, really easy to make, and they can get more attention without putting a lot of work in. It's pretty simple reasoning. And then if the token number is greater than 19. Actually, you know what we can just do? Let's do greater equal 20, which it shouldn't be equal. It should always just be greater, but that's what we're looking for. Then we'll say the Gork King is astounded. You've earned a royal reward. And I'm thinking we'll have like a door behind him unlock or something. You capitalize please, I'll be outside your house in moments. Quite pleased. He's pleased. He's just pleased. Hey, Go Play Outside, hope you're doing well. Okay. So let's check our math here to make sure that this makes sense, and I think it does. So if token number is less than 5, so if it's 1 through 4, Gork King is displeased. And then if it's less than 11, so 10 and below are all counting as this, but it's more than 4, so it's between 5 and that, and then we're okay. Yeah, then that'll trigger, and then if it's 15 to 12, because it's greater than 11, so it's not actually 11, so 10, because we want 11 to be part of it, actually. So this should also be 15. Yeah. Okay, and then... Hold on, trying to think through if I did my math correctly on this. I think I've got my math right. I think I've got that straight. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we'll do a little test to make sure that this is all Gouda. Gork from Warhammer 40k. Thank you again for another $2 donation, Revenge of the Choir Boys. Okay, we will go to... this is actually a place where I was doing some testing. This is the old hub area, which you can see was before I put some textures on this, I guess. I don't really remember what I was doing here. This was for where the tutorial levels used to be, and then this was like, over here was the memorabilia collection. But yeah, this is the levels used to just be like on giant billboards. So, That was before I decided to give everything like an actually shaped, themed area for each world. Okay, so we're gonna grab the Gork King. And we'll grab a Doodad. And then we're just gonna make a whole long line of Doodads. This might take a little while. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and I think that's all we need, because these are technically one off. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, nope, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay, and then we don't need that one because there's it only goes up to ID 20. Okay. Hello? Gork King. Where's your animation, buddy? Whoa. Oh, wait. I know what happened. Yeah. So what would happen there is that, yeah, I got rid of this part where it would play the animation in. So we'll hook that up to sequence. Yeah, so now it'll go play the animation in. 3 out of 20, the Gork King is displeased. You got a Gork token. 4 out of 20. Okay, unimpressed. 6 out of 20. 7 out of 20. This is gonna take a little while, but we're gonna do this to make sure it all works. Nothing if not thorough around these parts. And then don't worry about that thing coming in and getting blocked by the combo meter. The combo meter doesn't usually show up in the new version of the hub area anyways. Okay, so now it should change to pleased. Not a ton of tokens, pretty good. Then we'll grab number 12. Then we'll grab 13. One thing I actually am going to fix really quickly is just set this guy, offset it. Whoop, where'd he go? Just offset it a bit this way. So that way it animates a little bit more smoothly. Yeah, when the animation starts, put it here. And then here. Yep. Then when we click off, no, that's not it. Oop, no, should be 204. Keep that at 204. And then it'll spin out. There we go. No, why does it keep teleporting back? Stop that. That's annoying. Because I don't want it to like, it blinks on into frame for like a split second, and that's what's getting on my nerves here, so I'm trying to prevent that from happening. There we go. There we go. Now we're good. Oh, what's your thing now? Something's messed up with this guy, let me tell you. I don't know what it is, but something's wrong. Whoa! It's something I fixed for most things, but I guess probably should fix this for him, huh? Feels like he should go flying way faster when he gets flung off like that. Wait, what? I guess I must have undoed it somehow. Yeah, please not a ton of tokens. Then we get 15. Okay, and then we get 16. He's quite pleased. Maybe I'll draw some extra sprites for him, like having him, give him a big grin the more tokens you've collected. I know somebody suggested making it bigger with each token. I also think that's a funny idea. Okay, now we just need one more token. Just one more. He's astounded. You've earned a royal reward. All right, perfect. Squint really hard. Pi is equal to 10. Wait, what? Do you have to click them in order? No. I'm just doing this so I can test collecting every single one at every single index easily without having to like actually run around the hub world collecting all of them. You'll be able to collect them in any order you want. How many $2 does it take to have a reasonable amount of money? I don't know. I mean, I'm doing this for free and for fun, so any amount of money is pretty cool. Yeah. Since we're getting close to 10k subscribers, would you do anything special for the milestone? And I'm open to suggestions if anybody's got like a fun idea. Because I mentioned the chat designs a video game contest or event, whatever. That could be a fun thing to do for 10k, but again, kind of want to wait until after the game is done for that. But, you know, we'll see. What if there are special conditions for having a number of Gork tokens you shouldn't usually have? If you don't have it, it'll just not update the number. It won't update the text. It'll just be kind of confused. But there shouldn't be any way to actually get -1, so not really a concern. At an area called New Gork City. Well, we do have Gork settlements. Hey, Crimson Art. I asked you advice on game dev motivation in your last stream. Want to say thanks? No problem, man. Hey, thank you for another $2, Revenge of the Quar Boys. Appreciate you. When you like Quar, you see Quar cool. Whatever that means. Appreciate the dono. Make a clay version of Gunther on stream. I'd be up for something simple and simple and short that I could reasonably do without taking too much time away from the game. Because we do have not a lot of time left. 28 days left is all. It's all we got. So we got to make all these remaining days really count. Okay, so we got that system working. Now, one thing that I do want to get going here is, how do we want to do this? Okay, so we've got the achievement system. Let's go to BP achievement. Yeah, so I showed this on the Discord, and I was like, hey guys, what do you think this is for? Or like, I'm not going to tell you what this is for. And I posted this picture of a long hand. So this is the achievement pop-up. So whenever you get one, a hand slides in holding the achievement, and then it'll hold it in place, and yank it back down out of frame. So we've got some code here for checking achievements, and it's a little cumbersome, but it's, you know, it's what we gotta do. It's what we gotta do. So what we're gonna need to do here is, yeah, so we'll start with getting I think we can actually just do this. Copy-paste a lot of the memorabilia code, because it's pretty much the same situation for the most part. So we can grab the... oh, yeah. We'll rename this to... say... work check. Work check. Set you to be true by default. So what we'll do is get tokens current, run that through this array, and if it is, oh, we don't need that. We don't need this part. That was some specific stuff, specific shenanigans, because of how I coded that. So if any of these is false, so if it goes through and it checks and none of them, and only one of them isn't true, then, or if a single one is false, then it will set this to false, which we can then do here. So if a single one isn't true, so if you haven't collected every single one, it won't pop the achievement for collecting every single one. That's basically what we're trying to do here. So it'll be very simple. And we'll have this for saying got it already. So if you already have this achievement, then we'll basically see this thing popping up. So it'll be a nice little check. And this will be at index 11, so it's the 11th. Out of the 12 achievements in the game, this is the 12th one, which means it's at index 11 because everything in an index or in an array is pushed up by 1 because the starting value is 0, not 1. It's kind of complicated. But we'll set this to oh shoot, I don't have a Gork collectible yet. We'll just use the Gork token as a fill-in for the sprite we want to render. Okay, and this should be pretty simple, because the game will save whenever you pick up a token. So that'll be relatively pretty darn simple. Yeah. Yeah, we'll keep the tokens around for this one, just so we can see if the achievement pops. Okay, so it said achievement check, but it didn't... Oh, I know what I did. Yeah. It didn't run the Gork check. There we go. So now it'll actually run the check to see if we can get the achievement. Yeah, so there we go. Now we got the little Gork achievement popping up in the bottom right. Bada bing, bada boom, and now, since we don't have that, or since we already have that achievement, no matter how many times we pick these up again, even if we exit the game and reopen it, then nothing's gonna happen. We're good. It won't pop that again. Nice. I feel so smart. I'm a coding genius. Bounce your beanbag soon, please. No fake bee boss fight. Nah, it's unfortunately it was not a pizza tower moment. Whose hand is it? Yeah, it's bees. So the screen is cut off a little bit. That's fine. It's always a little cut off. Yeah, we can tweak it though. It's always a little cut off. It's kind of hard to get it exactly lined up. There you go. Now you can see a little bit more. A lot of the stuff on the absolute furthest left and furthest rights aren't exactly essential. So I saw somebody asking what achievements there currently are. So I will go answer that by going to the hub area. I'll get rid of you for now. Still need to decorate the inside of the hut here more. That's one of the other things I got to do. I also made this way bigger. Should I show you guys this? Yeah, I'll show you guys that. In a moment, though. So, yeah, this is the Mastery Missions section. So, it'll check your, your best times, it'll tell you the target times, and it'll let you warp to any of the levels. It doesn't currently work for every single stage right now, because you need to do a lot of manual coding to make sure each button works for each section, and it's just a little tedious. I haven't done all of that yet, but I will get that in. But yeah, checks your best time, checks your best ranks, if you've beaten it on unreasonable or not, and then you got the missions here. which is get a Voltaic Plus on all the levels in a certain world, and then get an Unreasonable Clear on all the levels in a certain world, and then collect all of the Gork food, and collect all of the memorabilia, which actually, it said Gork food there because it was going to be food originally, but I kind of preferred the idea of them being these big tokens. Why are you playing on Unreasonable mode to test Gorks? It is not that serious. Funnily enough, I was playing in Unreasonable yesterday to get these achievements, to like test that these achievements would work properly, and it would track Unreasonable for all the stages. So I've just been in Unreasonable since it saves your difficulty between sessions now. So I've just been in Unreasonable this whole time, even though I did not need to be at all. Yeah, then we got the good old memorabilia. Some of those definitely, a couple of those I want to redraw a little bit. Not a little bit. I would really like to redraw them. But yeah, that's good. I will need to do some coding in here to get this achievement to visualize properly. And I think a lot of these icons, I don't remember if I've coded them or not, but that is going to be super, super tedious. So I will do that on my own time with like a podcast in the background or something. This is like Gorbino's quest. God, get level takes on Unreasonable is going to be hell. It's going to be fucked. It's going to be so... It's actually really, really hard. I've talked about this philosophy before, but a good way to balance games is to give yourself a handicap. Like, as a developer, is to give yourself a handicap, since naturally I'm going to be much better at the game than most players. So the way I'm going to test to see if levels are... if their difficulty is good for getting Voltaics and for getting Voltaic Pluses is that I'm going to try to get every single Voltaic Plus on Unreasonable, and... That's going to be basically my frame of reference. And I think it'll be good to play to balance everything based around Unreasonable. I've already kind of started that process, because it forces me to make sure that there's no cheap shots or like random places you get hit where it feels undeserved. That's gonna be a good balance strat. I love the stupid baby. Thank you. Yeah, so this is there are the final text in this yet? Sort of. I'll need to give an actual number, but there's gonna be like a floating number here telling you how much void power you have to get to get inside. But this is the portal that'll show up whenever you get enough void power to get in here and fight the final boss. So once you get enough power, it'll show up, and then you can go inside. Look at that! Now you're up inside of the floating spinner area, inside of this cool floating section way above the rest of the hub area. You got all these stages laid out. You can see the whole thing spinning up and around you. You got these like columns and stuff. I'm gonna probably put some... Oh yeah, the textures here are a little fucked up because I did some adjustments. But maybe like as you walk past, it'll light up some torches, so it's like as you walk past up to the boss fight. I think it'll be pretty sweet. Okay, so next we're going to do a bit more of the specific doodad placements. So we got one here. This will probably be number 1. So we'll just... I guess we can just rename this one to BP Doodad 1. And then this one, I would really like this to be 2. But this one's already 2. We'll just say Bidoo. You know what, we'll just go through and rename all of these. Dude. Just give them different stupid names, that way we can, like, differentiate them, basically. Dude. And we gotta hide about 8 more. Dods. Dab. Ejd. Blah blah. Blah blah. Blah blah. There we go. Now there are a bunch of gibberish names, so we can more easily number things together. The past 2 days have been really emotional. I keep thinking of Be Stupid Baby and bursting into tears. It's so cute. Cool. Are the levels in the next world locked until you beat the previous ones? Are they in any order? Yeah, so you can play any stage in any order. There's no set order. I think for beginner players, there is kind of like a set order you go through. Like, you know, obviously you'll just kind of follow the order. And the easiest way to get up here is to climb up the windmill and then use this guy to boost yourself over. And then you ride the surfboard over to the next area. And then from here, you'll use another jeb to get over in here. So there is kind of like a set intended level progression, but if you want to, like if you feel like it, you can just do this. You know, there's nothing stopping you from playing the levels in any order you want. The only exception being that by beating levels, each level you beat, with the exception of the tutorial stages, gives you 1 void power, and you get enough void power to enter here, and then you can go fight the final boss. So that's the general structure. So this should ensure that players who are playing for the first time will go through the easier stages first, but if you're an experienced player and you want to break the conventions a little bit, or do different orders and structures and stuff, then you can just do whatever you want. I do just, this has always been one of my good signs that I'm excited about, is that if I'm having a good time just playing the game, running around, not really doing anything, then that gives me a lot of confidence that this game is going to work out. Okay, so now we can start renaming these properly. Doodad 0, because it's at index 0. And then rename you, BP Doodad 1, at ID 1. Pull you out of the wall. BP Doodad 2. ID 2. And then probably gonna hide one on this ledge, like right here, and then in here. So pull you up so you're not clipping into the floor. The Doodad 3 at ID 3. Then we got Doodad 4 at ID 4. Then we've got one hanging out down here with these boys, with the goons. Okay, so that's first batch. I'm debating if I want to put one in here or not. I'm thinking that by collecting all of them, that there's gonna be like a door here that will then like has the Gork King's face on it or something, and then when you collect all of them, he'll give you like a key to open this door, and then in here will be the like reward for getting all of them. So I think I'll keep this area empty for now, because that's what I'm thinking we're gonna be doing. Is every windmill Wheeze colored now? No. maybe just a little bit. Maybe just a little. Maybe just a little bit. But it is genuinely a nice color contrast. It does work pretty nicely. Token. Oh yeah, the tokens. I already have all the tokens. Forgot about that little detail. Okay, so we got our first 5 tokens. So we've got a couple of major areas to work with. I don't really want to put any tokens up here in the Void Core section. So I'm thinking we'll have... Maybe we can just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because then that's our total of 20 spread out across the 5 areas. Or the four main areas, which, yeah, that would make sense. So we got 5 here. And then this will probably be 6. We're gonna need to probably add some extra nooks and crannies for these guys to hide, because there's not really a whole lot of places on this one for things to be hidden. We could put one under here. This is a good spot actually. Yeah. I think this one should actually be 6 instead, but we'll get that going. So this will be... We'll make this one 6 instead, because it's a little bit more close. Then this one we'll call 7. So it'll be at ID 6. This one will be at ID 7. And then this one... Let's see, this should probably be 10. So we'll do 8, 9, and then 10. We could do 8 over here, actually. We could put one down there. Nah, that's a little too close to the other ones, actually. So let's see, we'll do 8 here. Well, we could have one behind the rows of shirts. That'd be a fun spot for it. Maybe if we put these at a bit more of an angle as well, and then pull this forwards a little bit, like that. Oh, I don't think I've shown this off on stream yet, but our very own Eraser Paste did some art for one of the shirts, one of the shirt props. So that's pretty cool. I really like how that drawing came out. Pretty cool. Oh, that's that spawn. Need Doodad. 8. Then we're gonna grab you. Then bring it in here. Probably won't be exactly hard to spot, but it's a fun enough little hidey hole. If nothing else, this will give me good practice for hiding collectibles and stuff, which is probably going to be pretty important for some other game ideas I have coming up in the future. Okay, IDs are looking good. Word is Bouncer Beanbag. Somewhere in the game, you need to point out the Blimma blades are Weezer colored. I don't know if I want to do that. Like one of the Gorks in the train able to be talked to and he gives you a token. Token on the snowman's nose. Okay. Reward is an option that in the settings menu turns every enemy texture into a Gork. What if the... I'm not sure what you're... I think, yeah, autocorrect mangled that sentence. What is Carne Ocean? That's just that's just the place that got eaten. A bunch of the water got drank by the big guy. Recipe knows how to erase paste. Okay, so that is... Oh, I forgot about this place I've made, this little hidey hole. I'll be honest, I kind of don't like this hidey hole, to be honest. To be honest. I'm gonna keep saying it. To be honest, TBH, to BH honest, don't like it. I think it's kind of boring. We're getting rid of it. There's gonna be a little chunk taken out of this. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. We'll just retexture that, and no one's gonna be any of the white. Oh god, it mangled the friggin' geometry on that. I'll have to get in there and do some manual remeshing later. That is a disaster. Okay, but now we got 10. So this place we've already got a couple pre-built hidey holes. We got one in here. You got to go through the spooky Gork tunnel to get to. So you got 1, 2, 3 here, maybe 4, like up here. We could have like a little section, like maybe right around here. We could do a little custom building. Even shrink it down a little bit. Something like this. Little scaffold going on. Yeah, so if we do one of these, Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Oops, that's the wrong direction. There we go. Then we'll grab our attributes editor, set that to dark snow, then set these all to, there we are, set all of these guys to probably just dark wood wall, maybe. Yeah, I think that'll work well. Then we will select all of these faces, set that to wood wall. So you do wood ceiling. You will be cobblestone. There we go. Now we got ourselves a little outcropping. So now we can start hiding our tokens in the right spots. So we'll have, I think this one on the nose will be 10. That all lined up. Right on the schnoz there. There we go. Okay, so that'll be 11. Then we'll have, right down here, we'll have 12. Then in here is number 13. So BP Doodad 15. Coolio. Then, oh, we already have one here. Nice. So this one is BP Doodad 14. The idea 14. Then copy paste one up and then drag it over here and hide it on this little shelf. Bada bing, bada boom. I had a gork room full of gorks. Carnations in Florida. That would explain why it's all disastrous. Can't use this stream to make a guide to find all the tokens on YouTube and make millions. Dude, if it is profitable for people to make videos on Void Collector, that would be, we've killed it, you know, we're in. Seeing a lot of emotes now all of a sudden. Okay, back to it. So we got 5 more to hide. We got 5 more. Now this is gonna be a bit tricky, because we don't really have a whole lot of places to hide these. Yeah, we're kind of in a pickle here. We're in a bit of a jam. Could add one like up here. You can get up here pretty easy with either one of those or a triple uppercut. One of those will get you up here. This feels like a pretty good place to hide one. Okay, so this will be BP Doodad 16. 16. And then we'll put one up here. We've got one inside of the caves already, so maybe we could either have another hidden section in the caves where you find it, or probably a separate alcove somewhere. So this is 17. Then we're still gonna have to do a lot of texturing on the caves. So that's gonna take a while. So call you BP Doodad 18. 18. And then since we started at 0, we only need one more doodad. And then this is probably going to be where we put the throne room for the king. Can I cut a hole here, actually? I kind of want to make this a little bigger. No, I cannot cut a hole there. Yeah, I'm kind of coming up on the limit of how much space I can use here. Yeah, because this is also where the player starts out, where they spawn. Because they'll fall here. It's like, whoa! And then you fall in. It's a nice little effect. Pretty pleased with what that brings. Wood Collector, all bosses, no damage. Yeah, all one of them. That was a good stretch. The Gork King's throne. Only a true king can sit aloft this proud throne. Oh, I'm in the wrong section. There he is, sitting aloft his throne. Then he looks so proud of his kingdom. I'll probably put some Gorks and stuff around him, and I think we'll also expand his box a bit to encompass more of the room itself. I also think he doesn't need to adjust his looking up and down. So we can go ahead and keep it at just roll, I think. No, we don't need roll. We need yaw. Is it yaw? It's yaw. Yeah, we don't need Z. We can sort of get by with him just looking left and right. Bop. Okay, so now we got 18, but where do we put the final token? Where do we put the final collectible token? I'm scratching my chin in thought. Got the mini bosses as bosses? I guess that's fair enough. Throne is unsettlingly massive. He looks so silly on that big-ass throne. I'd probably count Gunther and Steve Supernova as bosses. You fight those guys each like 10 times. Why is it called Yaw? I don't know. That's just, I think that's what they've called the 3 avenues of rotation. I think they originate from planes. 5th arena stage would also count. That's true, you do fight the bosses there. Mini bosses, anyways. Okay, so I'm gonna do this texturing on my own time. I was thinking about doing it now, but that would be kind of annoying to watch, because that's tedious. Put the final token under a platform. Well, just like under one of these. I feel like if it's gonna be, it needs a little something special, you know? Because each one kind of has one token that's a little bit more interesting. I guess this one doesn't really have anything that crazy, but like here you've got this like tower thing. You got like the snowman, and you got the you know what? I guess none of them are actually that special. Never mind. Ignore what I said. We could hide it in like a gear somewhere. That could be cool. Maybe if we like attach some gears or something. I missed a texture. I missed a spot of texture. Listen, I know I said I wasn't gonna do any texturing right now, but I'm never gonna notice that ever again. So I gotta get that now. Whew. Man, imagine if I shipped the game with that still in there, unplayable, borderline unplayable game. It's a good thing I fixed that. Whew. Favorite boss, the Gork King. Put it in the level editor. Guys, listen, I agree that we should have a level editor. Just, I need to get the game finished first. I don't even know how to make a level editor. I don't know fundamentally what you gotta do. Put a token in that hole. Oh, that would be egregious. Hiding it in here, I mean, I'm not gonna say all these are like masterfully hidden or anything. Like this is not a particularly interesting hiding spot. But like that's too much of a step. That's downright, I would say downright dastardly. But I do have an idea. I think it's a good idea, too. Set your rotation rate to 50. Actually, I'd say 100. If you guys are seeing the vision here. Yeah, a little bit of this. Shit. You should be negative 100. Well, and then we just put it like right here, in between these two or something. It's simple. It's not complicated, but it's kind of cool. You can get smushed by the gears to get it, and then that'll be doodad 19. So it'll flunk you right into the middle. Bada bing, bada boom. Long platforming challenge for the final token. Yeah, I mean, kind of the problem is I've designed this game fundamentally in a way where it's hard to make interesting platforming challenges. Just fundamentally, it's more interesting. Like, the toolkit you have is so powerful that it's kind of hard to give the player limitations in terms of fighting enemies and stuff. Which is a lesson I've learned for Void Collector 2. Is, in some ways, I think the player's moveset will be very slightly stripped back. In certain ways, it'll be expanded in some ways and limited in other ways, to make sure that there's more avenues I have to challenge the player in interesting and fun ways. Because if you give a player too much power, then it's kind of hard to design challenges that'll actually challenge them, because your moveset is so powerful, you can kind of just, like, do whatever you want, you know? Like, you can kind of just fly around wherever. There's not really a whole lot of limitations as to what you can do here, which is fun. It's a fun thing. But it's challenging to hit that perfect middle ground where your player feels powerful and like they can do a lot, and not let them get so powerful to the point where you kind of just cannot design challenges around them anymore. Like, I was playing Sonic Unleashed, and that's a fun game when it's not being terrible. But in the Sonic stages in Sonic Unleashed, Sonic moves so blisteringly fast that it feels really, really bad to play when he has to slow down for, like, any reason. So if he has to, like, stop and walk around a little bit, he's just so fast and slippery that you kind of can't do anything other than go Mach 10 with him. So, in a way, him being so ridiculously fast is kind of a limiting factor in some ways, because he's so, like, ridiculous, you know? So I think that's an issue I've kind of found myself running into here, is that the player can do so much that it's hard to mandate things that they cannot do, and thus design interesting platforming challenges around that. Which is also, again, why defeating enemies has been such an important element of the game. So that's just explaining why Pizza Tower is good? I mean, that's just explaining why a lot of games are good. You know, and some games benefit from being being extreme power trip games. Like Ultra Kill is a good example, because that game really does not put very many limitations on the player. You can kind of just do a whole lot and get away with it. And it works for that game, because it's a game that a lot of the goal, you know, it's called Ultra Kill. You're supposed to feel powerful. But, you know, I don't think it works for every game. I don't think it doesn't work for this game, but it does limit my options in terms of what I can do. So, especially for, like, making a sequel or more games where I want to have a broader scope than this, if I want to be able to do more with the engine and with mechanics, I do kind of need to strip back on what the player can do a little bit. Just a little bit, you know. Well, I want to make sure that you still feel powerful and there's still fun, cool stuff you can do, but yeah. We'll worry about that when we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. We got plenty of time left before that's really an issue. Okay, but we've got all of the things hidden around the hub world. We need to add the reward and do a little bit of extra decoration and texturing, but as I said, I'll do that on my own time. But for now, I have a cold. My throat is kind of sore. It's sore from talking so much and from sneezing and stuff overnight. So that'll be it from me for today. I want to thank you guys all so much once again, both for the donations. Shoutouts Revenge of the Choir Boys, appreciate you, and everybody who was just hanging out. Always appreciate you. Hope you guys do have an excellent rest of your Saturdays, and I will see you guys next week as we're getting closer and closer to the game being done. It'll be 3 weeks from next week. So, I mean, 4 weeks now, but whatever. Anyways, Godspeed, everybody. Have a good weekend, and I'm going to do the thing where I keep talking, and then eventually I'll just get cut off and stop talking. But who knows when that point will be? It's a mystery every time.